See, what is a major event happened yesterday? Victory of Trump. So obviously today's paper is not the Hindu, the Trump. Paper మొత్తం Trump తప్ప ఇంకేం లేదు actually. Right. So of course it is of greater significance for the world. Because see, once I will discuss about some past history. Until 1945 or else up to the beginning of Second World War, world is different. Once Second World War started, world had completely changed. Up to 1945. See, these are different phases of international politics, international relations. It is said that international relations started from 1648. The significance of 1648 is that in that year, Treaty of Westphalia has been signed. Treaty of Westphalia led to rise of modern nation states. Up to then, up to medieval period, there is no concept of nation states. Okay. For example, earlier in 2nd century BC, 2nd century AD, in Western countries, probably in Western countries and in Greece and all, there is no modern Europe now. ఇక్కడ యూరోప్ అనేది లేదు అప్పుడు. There were city states. There were city states. City states means a person is having knowledge that I am from only a single city. He didn't have any knowledge that he belongs to larger country or else larger empire. For example, Athens, Sparta. They know that they are only citizens of that Athens. Their allegiance lies to that city only. There is no feeling of Europe. Okay. Then after that, Roman Empire, Greek Empire, all had come. So they had continued with some gaps up to 1618. Okay. Once city states are there, after that, empires had come. Empires means city states and మీకు ఏమర్థమైంది? In city states, allegiance of a person will be towards that city only. For example, now our allegiance will be with India, whole India. We are Indians. We have the feeling of nation. Okay. But in 2nd century BC up to 2nd century AD, this is during the times of Plato, Aristotle, Socrates and all. At that time, there were only city states. Athens, Sparta and all. After that, empires had formed. Greek Empire, Roman Empire and all. What does empire mean? What is difference between a nation and an empire? Difference between nation and empire? No, not at all. See, in nation, see for example, France is a nation. Why? Because in it, French people will be living. Right? In Germany, only Germans will be living. But in an empire, people of different races, different cultures will be living. For example, we call it as British Empire. In British Empire, there is Australia, there is India, right? So people from belong to different races. They will also be under one supreme ruler, supreme empire. That's why we will be calling it as empire. Okay. Now, after up to 1648, there is this feeling of empires and all. In 1648, there happened 30 years war. Up to 1618 to, from 1618 to 1648, 30 years war had happened. Then there arose a treaty called Treaty of Westphalia. Treaty of Westphalia. This Treaty of Westphalia led to disintegration of these empires. ఇంకా అప్పుడుతో ఎంపైర్స్ అనేవి పోయాయి. ఓకే, అట్ దట్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్ దేర్ అరైజ్డ్ నేషన్స్, ద కాన్సెప్ట్ ఆఫ్ నేషన్. ఓకే, నౌ టెల్ మీ వాట్ డస్ నేషన్ మీన్ ఓవర్ దేర్? Means people of belonging to same race or else same language or same culture, only they will be present in that nation. For example, after that only Italy had come, France had come, Germany had come, French. This France is a place where French speaking people will be present, right? German speaking people will be present in Germany. These had been arranged after the breakdown of empires అండ్ ఫార్మేషన్ ఆఫ్ నేషన్ స్టేట్. సో దిస్ ఇప్పుడు ఓన్లీ ఎంపైర్స్ ఉన్నాయనుకోండి, ఏమవుతుంది? దేర్ వోంట్ బి రిలేషన్స్ అమంగ్ దెమ్ బికాస్ ఆల్ ద కంట్రీస్ ఆర్ అండర్ నేషన్స్, ఆర్ అండర్ దట్ ఎంపైర్. నౌ వాట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ ఫర్ మెయింటైనింగ్ ఎనీ సార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఇంటర్నేషనల్ రిలేషన్స్? నౌ ఆఫ్టర్ 1648 వాట్ హ్యాడ్ హ్యాపెండ్? different nations had come. Okay, different nations had come. That's why we call it as birth of international relations. Now from 1648 to 1919 there is multipolar world. Multipolar world means, see here poles, what I meant by poles means power will be rotated among them. Okay, means for example Britain is one pole, USA is one pole, Germany is one pole, Italy is one pole. All these are having powers. Okay, so from in this period different countries are having lot of power, so we call it as multipolar world. Many countries are having power. From 1919 what happened? The powers of different countries had reduced. So up to here it is multipolar world. In 1919 to 1945 there is no major pole only, right? There are a lot of wars and all, so no polarity here. After that 1945 to 1991, now you can make sense. World is divided into two blocks, bipolar world. So world became bipolar. World became bipolar in 1991. Okay, now what happened in 1991? USSR got disintegrated, means the domination of Russia reduced, and it is declared by USA itself that we are the winners. So USA had won, liberalism had won, so independent capitalism had won, all these things. So from 1991 we can call it as era of USA's domination. Here the two countries among whom the whole international relations rotated are USA and USSR. We call it as bipolar, and those two are called as superpowers. Okay, those two are called as superpowers. Here there are multiple powers. After that in 1919 to 1945 there are no powers at all. Then there come bipolar world. After that there is unipolar world, fall of Russia and success of USA. But this is also period of higher level of capitalism, globalization, formation of World Trade Organization. Why? Because it is said that success of USA is based on liberal world order. So if USA is based on trade, if USA is supporting the free trade and all among all the countries, its domination will be living. That's why it had promoted the formation of WTO and all. Through these international organizations like World Bank, IMF, WTO, USA had maintained its dominance. But after 2001, in 2001 one significant event happened. What is it? 9/11 attacks. 9/11 attacks అయ్యాయి కదా, September 11 attacks అయ్యాయి కదా, Twin Towers. Now first time is Iran world, this Islamic world had questioned the dominance of USA. At that time it is believed that there is question on dominance of USA. ఇప్పుడు KGF మూవీలోనే అతను వెళ్ళే వరకు కూడా అక్కడ ఎవరు కొట్టేవాళ్ళేరని ఫీలింగ్ కదా. సో వన్స్ Yash goes and attacks them. All the people in the world in that area, ఆ ఫీల్డ్లో నుండి ఆ గోల్డ్ మైన్లో ఉండే వాళ్ళందరికీ పవర్ వచ్చింది కదా, ఎనర్జీ వచ్చింది. దట్ దే ఆర్ నాట్ ఇన్విన్సిబుల్, they can be challenged. So that 2001 strike had made downfall of USA, started the downfall of USA. Then in 2008 one more significant event happened, global financial crisis. Now the reason of this global financial crisis is said that this entrenchment of USA's order, globalization, since all the countries got interlinked, since problem with Lehman Brothers had happened, it got across all the countries. So because there is a problem in one part of the world, all the countries are being affected. All this is happening because of globalization, which was started in 1991, formation of WTO and all. So from 2008 deglobalization has started, and also now there are no specific powers. Again we are into multipolar world. Decline of West, rise of rest, rise of BRICS. See, BRICS formation also happened in that area only, no? 2009 lo BRICS formation. So there is rise of the rest of the world, rise of India, rise of China, right? Rise of Brazil, rise of Russia again. So from 2008 again there is rise of the rest of the countries. Then Trump had taken in 2016, Trump had taken the agenda of MAGA, make America great again, right? Make America great again. Okay, so ఎందుకు ఇదంతా చెప్పాను అర్థమైందా? సో దిస్ ఇస్ ద వరల్డ్ ఆర్డర్ ఫ్రమ్ ద పాస్ట్. They want to showcase themselves as the superpowers. Okay, now ఇందులోని మోస్ట్ డామినెంట్గా అప్పటి వరకు 1919 వరకు కూడా ఉండింది బ్రిటన్, యూకే. సో దట్స్ వై వీ కాల్డ్ ద వరల్డ్ యాజ్ ప్యాక్స్ బ్రిటానికా. హియర్ ప్యాక్స్ మీన్స్ డిక్టేటెడ్ పీస్. వాట్ ఎవర్ బ్రిటన్ సేస్ వరల్డ్ విల్ ఫాలో. ప్యాక్స్ బ్రిటానికా. ఫర్దర్ హియర్ Pax Americana. Now China wants to make it as Pax Sinica. It is their goal to make the world as Pax Sinica. Shashi Tharoor had written a book called Pax Indica. He says that India should take that role. India should take the role of Vishwaguru. World should be under the control of India. So he had written a book called Pax Indica. So this is briefly about the world order across the past centuries. Now again there is rise of Trump. Okay, and one more thing which had happened in the last 10 to 15 years is deglobalization. Deglobalization ante ardhamayindi kada. And COVID crisis further strengthened this deglobalization. Why? See, after COVID only we went for Atmanirbhar Bharat. We got assumption that linkage with other countries will be harmful for us in the future. So we need to have self-sufficiency. That's why we are going towards supply chain resilience, building own industries and all, building pharma support, productivity linked incentives and all. Okay, so this is called as rise of deglobalization. Even one more thing which has happened is fall of multilateralism and rise of unilateralism around the world. Multilateralism means whatever decisions a country takes, it will also be looking at its possible impacts on other countries in the world. So it will be trying to live along with other countries. Unilateralism, నేను ఏం తీసుకున్న డెసిషన్ నేను సరిగ్గా ఉంటే చాలు. We will become selfish. Unilateral means whatever the emissions, whatever the climate change happening in other countries, I don't want, but I will burn coal. These are unilateral actions. I won't be caring about rest of the world. This is also on the rise. Decline of multilateralism and rise of unilateralism. Remember, all these are very much important for IR, internal security, all the subjects. Another major thing which is happening is rise of polarization. Rise of polarization. Islamic fundamentalism, right? Clash of civilizations. From 1991, clash of civilizations. 1919 ki superpower, USA became superpower and all. In the same 1991 ki USA became superpower. After that, one major thing has started. Rise of terrorism. ఆ ముందు అంత టెర్రరిజం ఉండేది కాదు. Clash of civilizations. Religion came in the middle. Right? So, all these are problems. Now, since USA is in the, at least, even though we can't say USA has a complete superpower, but as of now, there is no superpower. We are in multipolar world, and compared to other countries, USA is in better position. That's why US president is important. Why we are all, మనం ఎందుకు గింజేసుకున్నాం ట్రంప్ గెలిస్తే ఏంటి, హారిస్ గెలిస్తే ఏంటని. ఇండియన్ న్యూస్ ఛానల్స్, న్యూస్ పేపర్స్, ఎవ్రీథింగ్. Because the decisions of Trump will be impacting across the world. Now we need to know what will be the impact of Trump on India, whether it is positive or negative. See, impact of Trump, positives, negatives. See, ఈరోజు పేపర్ మొత్తంలోని ఇదే ఉంటుంది. There are some 2 to 3 articles I will discuss after this. Once open editorial. See, all the editorials are related to Trump election. మనకి రెస్పైట్ ఈరోజు ఏం చదువుకోవద్దు పెద్దగానే. నౌ సి పేజ్ నెంబర్ 7. వాట్ ట్రంప్ 2.0 మీన్స్ ఫర్ ఇండియా. షీ ఈజ్ సుహాసిని ఐదర్. ది ఆథర్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ ఆర్టికల్ ఈజ్ సుహాసిని ఐదర్. షీ ఈజ్ ఫేమస్ diplomat specialist. She is foreign policy specialist. Daughter of Subramanian Swamy. Okay, you know Subramanian Swamy? She is daughter of Subramanian Swamy, and she is one of the, all her articles in Hindu are important for her exam because she writes somewhat left leaning or right leaning kaakunda middle path lo avadu rastadi. So opinions of Suhasini Either. If any article is written on IR related by Suhasini Either, try to read it. In this article also she had nicely summed up what could be the possible things, what could be the possible positives and what could be the possible negatives. ఈ రిమైనింగ్ ఇవన్నీ చూసినా చూడకపోయినా ఓకే. And one more thing, here Stanley Johnny had written a West Asia under Donald Trump. అతను నేమ్ అదంతా మనకు అవసరం లేదు, బట్ డొనాల్డ్ ట్రంప్స్ ఇంపాక్ట్ ఆన్ వెస్ట్ ఏషియా ఈజ్ ఆల్సో important. First we will discuss about that West Asia impact. See, in West Asia, lot of geopolitical changes are happening. Israel war, Gaza violations, this Iran's attacks and all, Hezbollah, Lebanon, many things are happening. See, the situation became worst after the downfall of Trump actually. In his tenure, in last year, in 2020, he had made Abraham Accords. This is Abraham Accords. He tried to keep peace in the West Asia by linking Israel with Arab world. In this Abraham Accord, Israel will be there and Arab world members will also be there. So he tried to normalize the relations. Now West Asia safety is very much important for India, right? Why? Oil, our diaspora is there. We are taking lot of resources. We are getting lot of FDI from UAE and all. Right? So now, again, since Trump had come, West Asia can get to normalcy. Right? West Asia can again, we might see decline of wars. We don't know as of now how he will be dealing with the policy decisions and all, but in his earlier time, he tried to do his best. This Abraham Accords and all are of significant importance because no one expected that Israel will be speaking with the Arab world. In your IR classes, you will be knowing about the past history of this Israel-Palestine war and all. Okay? Israel-Palestine war, why this had come, what is the role of Egypt, Arab world and all this started because of, see, ఈ రిలీజియన్స్ అందరికీ కామన్ గాడ్ అబ్రహమిక్ రిలీజియన్స్ అని అంటారు. ఏవేవి? జుడాయిజం, Christianity and Islam. See, all 3 religions have a common forefathers called Abraham. From them only all these had born. Now, see, we do not know exact thing, but it is said that they are Abrahamic religions ఆ తర్వాత ఏంటంటే, సో హీ మేడ్ దిస్ అబ్రహం అకార్డ్ అమాంగ్ దెమ్ అండ్ హీ ట్రైడ్ టు స్టాప్ మెనీ వార్స్. నౌ వన్స్ బిడెన్ కేమ్, హీ డింట్ లుక్ ఎట్ వెస్ట్ ఏషియా. అతను వెస్ట్ ఏషియాని పట్టించుకోలేదు. సిన్స్ అగైన్ ట్రంప్ హ్యాడ్ కమ్, దిస్ వెస్ట్ ఏషియా కెన్ సీ నార్మల్సీ. Here important thing is this Abraham Accords. Again he might go for Abraham Accords 2.2 and all. Okay, and also yeah, and positives and negatives of Trump for India, specifically for India. And one more thing, this environmentalists and all are fearing is Trump in his earlier tenure came out of Paris climate deal. నేనెందుకు కోల్ ఎమిషన్స్ తగ్గించాలి, నాకేం బాధ, సో మీరు బాధ అయితే మీరు పడండి, ఐ వోంట్ బి రెడ్యూసింగ్ ఆల్ దిస్ బికాస్ యాజ్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ప్యారిస్ డీల్, సిన్స్ ఇట్ ఈస్ అ డెవలప్డ్ కంట్రీ, దే మస్ట్ గివ్ డొనేషన్స్ టు డెవలపింగ్ కంట్రీస్. సో హీ కేమ్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ దిస్. సో దీన్ని, ఈ థాట్ని నేషనలిస్ట్ థాట్స్ అంటారు. థింకింగ్ అబౌట్ ఓన్లీ దేర్ ఓన్ కంట్రీ, యూనిలేటరలిజం. ఇప్పుడు అర్థం యూనిలేటరలిజం అంటే ఏంటో. నౌ వన్స్ బిడెన్ కేమ్, ఆ ప్యారిస్ డీల్ని బయటకు వచ్చేసేదాన్ని అతను క్యాన్సిల్ చేసి అగైన్ దే వెంట్ ఇన్ టు ప్యారిస్ డీల్. Now climate experts are fearing that again Trump might come out of this Paris deal. What all the negotiations happening in environment sphere might get blank again. Okay, this is one of the fear. Now for us, for positives and negatives, obviously we are facing problem with India-Canada relations. And also Trump officially 2 weeks back spoke about Hindus. He supported Hindus. Even in Canada thing also he condemned today. Just in. Okay, so in this Niger killing what had happened, we might get some superior support from Trump. This is one thing. And also in the last 4 years repeatedly in USA there were discussions about fall of democracy in India. India is losing its democratic potential. We are going into religious fundamentalism. Freedom of speech and expression is not there. ఇవేవి ఇంకొండవు, ఎందుకంటే ఆయన కూడా అలాంటి కాబట్టి. Right, because he doesn't care about freedom of speech, he doesn't care about democracy and all. Right, even if some people think that Modi is anti-democratic and all, Trump won't be condemning all these things because he wants just trade. He wants to make America great again. What will be the repercussions for other countries we don't know. At least for India, they won't be condemning. They used to condemn in the US Senate and Congress that India is doing this, India is doing that and all. They used to question our J&K policy, CAA, Citizenship Amendment Act and all. All this might not happen again. Right? So, idokati undochu. And also, Trump in its earlier tenure went for massive relations with India with respect to defense and technology transfer. So, defense and technology transfer might again increase for India. It is one of the benefits. Still, any more benefits? చెప్పండి. థింక్ ఫ్రమ్ డిఫరెంట్ యాంగిల్స్. See, earlier we used to in 2019 and 2020 we are having discussions related to free trade agreement between USA and India. Once Biden came, he didn't care about that free trade agreement. Again, the negotiations on free trade agreement might get started. And also, is Trump environmental friendly? No, not at all. No. See, Biden and all, they used to ask India to phase down coal and all. మనకి ఇప్పుడు ప్రాబ్లం ఉండదు. And also Trump might ask us to import oil, LNG gas from USA only. సో ఆ కోల్ అవన్నీ మా దగ్గర ఉండే కొనండి అని చెప్తాడు ఆయన. ఈ దిస్ ఆల్ ఫాసిల్ ఫ్యూయల్స్ ఏదైతే ఉన్నదో హీ మైట్ రిక్వెస్ట్ అస్ టు బై ఫ్రమ్ దెమ్. సో ఆ సైడ్ నుండి కూడా ఇండియాకి ఒక బెనిఫిట్ ఉంది. అండ్ ఆల్సో repeatedly in the last 4 years USA human rights organizations and all are questioning India's human rights violations, our army violations and all these things won't be repeated again. Okay, now but there are some possible trouble areas also. Firstly, in 2018 he had cancelled GSP, generalized system of preferences. This is an agreement. In this generalized system of preferences, a developed country will be helping developing country. How? Developed country will be reducing tariffs. Have you heard about this GSP? Generalized system of preferences. What happens here? if take for example, USA is a developed country, India is a developing country. Now this developed country USA can reduce tariffs on imports from India to USA. Because of that, what will happen? Exports of India to USA will be increasing. Our goods will become competitive. Here the benefit is that there is no requirement of reciprocal reduction of tariffs. India need not reduce the tariffs on USA. Means this GSP generalized system of preferences is allowed under UNCTAD and also WTO. Okay, this is initially started under United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, UNCTAD. This is accepted under it. Here generally developed countries will be helping developing countries by giving reductions in trade tariffs. అయితే ఏమైందంటే in 2018 Trump had cancelled the GSP status to India. ఓకే, దానివల్ల ఏమైందంటే we used to export steel to USA. Because of the tariffs, tariff reductions earlier, if we used to with taxes, our steel costed around 100 rupees. Because of our GSP status, it costed only 75 rupees. Because there is huge demand for Indian products, Indian steel. With the cancellation of this GSP, again it became 100. So demand for Indian steel reduced. These sort of things. And also Trump is very much heavy on tariffs. He might impose trade tariffs on India. Okay. And one more thing, he is having an habit of telling personal discussions with the leaders in the public. Okay, for example, earlier Trump and Modi had spoken about Pakistan to deal the discussions and all. He told it publicly. Again, obviously our diplomats told that, no, we never told like that, our honorable prime minister never told that. సో ఇట్లా అంటే మన ఫ్రెండ్స్తో ఒకరితో మాట్లాడి ఇంకొకరికి చెప్పడం మనకి ఎలా అలవాటు ఉంటుందో అలాగ ఆయన చెప్పేస్తాడు. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో వన్ ఆఫ్ ద ప్రాబ్లమ్. ఓకే, అండ్ ఆల్సో సో ఇట్లాగా అండ్ we had discussed the positives and these are some of the negatives, and one more positive is that we had made India Middle East Europe corridor, right? So he can support that because he want peace in Gulf. That is benefit for both India and USA, because all these are part of USA's buck passing strategy to contain China. Now USA's major rivalry is China, not India. And one more thing is that Trump had earlier now Trump is trying to have discussions with Putin. He want to do friendship with Putin. That's why even if you are importing oil and gas from Russia or else buying any defense equipment from Russia, he might not have any problem. This is also a benefit. So, but all these things we are assuming based on his past tenure. How it will be affecting further, what will be his decisions further, we don't know. Okay, నేను చెప్పాను కదా ఏంటది, ట్రంప్ మళ్ళీ వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఏఐ అంటే ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్తో పాటు అమెరికా ఇండియా అని కూడా సేమ్ అలాంటి నోషన్తోనే ట్వీట్ చేశాడు మోడీ. అండ్ వన్ మోర్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఈస్ దట్ ట్రంప్ సేస్ దట్ హీ ఈస్ అగేన్స్ట్ మైగ్రేషన్. ఇండియన్ ఇమిగ్రెంట్స్కి దే మైట్ కీప్ visa restrictions, visa stamping and all. This further what will happen we don't know, because one major problem is in fact benefit for India, Indian lobby is very much strong in USA. Indian lobby is greater pressure group in USA. In governance you will be learning about pressure groups. Pressure groups ఏంటంటే they will not be in power, but they will be keeping pressure on the government sources to make modifications in the government policies. So Indian lobby is very much strong in USA. For example, in India, IAS association is very much strong. That's why major roles in all the bodies will be IAS officers. Compared to IPS officers association, IRS officers association, IAS officers association is very much strong. They are very big pressure group. That's why they can, since they are inside the government also in higher positions, they are modifying the government decisions. Similarly, take agriculture pressure groups. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఫార్మర్స్ రైట్స్ అయ్యాయి 2020లోని, ఆ 3 ఫార్మ్ బిల్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా, ఆ ఫార్మ్ బిల్స్ మాడిఫికేషన్ చేసి క్యాన్సిల్ చేయడానికి వాళ్ళు ప్రెషర్ తీసుకొచ్చారు. సో ప్రెషర్ దే కెన్ కీప్ ఇన్ డైరెక్ట్ త్రూ డిస్కషన్స్, ఇన్ఫార్మల్ డిస్కషన్స్, త్రూ రైట్స్, ఇన్ మెనీ సార్ట్ ఆఫ్ థింగ్స్. Similarly in USA, Indian lobby is very much strong. సో మరీ అంత బ్యాడ్ అవ్వచ్చు అనేది మనం ఏం చెప్పలేం. దిస్ ఈజ్ ఆల్ అబౌట్ ట్రంప్. ఇఫ్ ఎనీ థింగ్స్ ఫర్దర్ వీ కెన్ సీ. అండ్ యుఎస్ఎస్ సెకండ్ లేడీ ఈజ్ ఫ్రమ్ వెస్ట్ గోదావరి. ఏమంటారు? ఉషా చిలుకూరి. Yeah, page number 8. Yeah, I told you about this Paris climate agreement, no? They had mentioned about that. Climate experts worry about Trump's re-election impact because again he might come out of this Paris deal. Now in next week there is COP. In November first week we are having COP29 in Azerbaijan. The major agenda of it is to reduce the coal emissions, climate finance to developing countries. Even ఆయన చేస్తాడని అయితే ఎవరికి నమ్మకం లేదు. He might give agreement and he might cancel. JPC is meeting groups with no locus standi on Waqf issue. JPC is meeting groups with no locus standi on Waqf issue. Now, see, obviously we know about Waqf board and all. Here I want you to know about JPC, not about that Waqf. What is this JPC? Joint Parliamentary Committee. Now, పార్లమెంటరీ కమిటీ మీన్స్ నేను చెప్పాను ఆల్రెడీ క్లాస్లో మీకు పార్లమెంటరీ కమిటీ గురించి. సి వాట్ ఈస్ పార్లమెంట్? సి ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇండిపెండెన్స్ డే సెలబ్రేషన్స్ మీరే చేశారు కదా ఇక్కడ, స్టూడెంట్స్ ఇనిషియేటివ్తో జరిగింది కదా. సి అన్నీ రూపేసాయి. సి నౌ ఫర్ దట్ ఎనీ సార్ట్ ఆఫ్ సెలబ్రేషన్స్ ఆర్ విష్ణు సర్స్ బర్త్డే ఎనీథింగ్, all the people will not be going and doing in the initial planning and all. Why? Too many hands spoil the vessel, right? Ante kada, too many hands spoil the vessel, or else it is not possible to get into one opinion among larger amount of people. That's why in small groups we will be taking decisions. Since parliament is a very large body, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, for discussions on each and every issue is not possible. That's why we will be making small subgroups under this parliament of around 20 people or 30 people, which are called as parliamentary committees for effective division of labor, to have discussions on it, to make reports on any issues. For example, Waqf bill is one of the issue. Now there will be separate Lok Sabha committees, separate Rajya Sabha committees. These are not standing committees. In these parliamentary committees, there are standing committees, there are ad hoc committees. Standing committee means they will be there perpetually. Ad hoc committees will be formed for a specific issue. For example, here ad hoc committee on Waqf board bill has been formed. Okay? After the finishing of the discussions on this Waqf board bill and submission of report, that won't be there again. But these standing committees will be there in the future also. Whoever will be in the power, they will be there. For example, committee on estimates. Okay. Committee on women empowerment. Committee on private members bill. All these will be there perpetually. Okay. Now, what is this joint parliamentary committee? In this joint means members from both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha will be present in this committee. Okay. మీకు పార్లమెంటరీ కమిటీస్ చాప్టర్ అవుతుంది, అందులో బ్రీఫ్గా డిస్కషన్ చేస్తారు. దిస్ ఈజ్ వెరీ మచ్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఫర్ అవర్ మెయిన్స్ ఎగ్జామ్. ఎవ్రీ ఆల్టర్నేట్ ఇయర్ వన్ క్వశ్చన్ ఈస్ కమింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ parliamentary committees, financial committees, especially estimates committee, committee on public accounts committee and all. And public accounts committee is very much in use actually, because SEBI chief ఉన్నారు కదా, SEBI chief ని public accounts committee వచ్చి మీట్ అవుతుంది. But this SEBI chief didn't attend that meeting. Okay, that's why it is in use. Political class సెలవు స్టార్ట్ అవుతాయి కాబట్టి నేను మొత్తం చెప్పట్లేదు. That will be very much important, and every year for sure one or two questions will be coming from parliamentary committees. Very easier topic. Okay, ఇక్కడ మీకు ఏం తెలియాలి, జాయింట్ పార్లమెంటరీ కమిటీస్ విల్ బి హ్యావింగ్ మెంబర్స్ ఫ్రమ్ బోత్ లోక్ సభ అండ్ రాజ్యసభ. PM-Vidyalaxmi scheme for higher education gets nod. See, yesterday this cabinet had approved launch of a new scheme called PM-Vidyalaxmi. What is this PM-Vidyalaxmi? Is it scholarship? Yeah, means collateral free, guarantee free loans to meritorious students in higher education. Students who will be getting seat in around 860 quality higher education institutions. For example, take IITs, NITs, IIMs and all, or else around 860 higher education institutions, be it private institutions or government institutions, who will be getting admission in it. Government will be making banks to provide loans collateral free, guarantee free. See, obviously banks won't be giving loans to us without any collateral. ఏదో ఒక హామీ మనం ఇవ్వాలి కదా, కొలాటరల్ అంటే హామీ. There is requirement of guarantee. Now government will be the guarantor here. Okay, government is not giving money to us, government is giving guarantee to us. Okay, by this around 22 lakh students will be benefited. This scheme will be implemented by Ministry of Education and loans up to 7.5 lakh will be provided. Loans up to 7.5 lakh. అయితే ఆ 7.5 lakh-లోని సెంట్రల్ గవర్నమెంట్ విల్ బీ గివింగ్ క్రెడిట్ గ్యారంటీ ఫర్ అప్ టు 75% ఆఫ్ ద లోన్. ఓకే, 75% ఆఫ్ ద లోన్కి సెంట్రల్ గవర్నమెంట్ క్రెడిట్ గ్యారంటీ ఇస్తుంది, రెస్ట్ మనం చూసుకోవాలి. దిస్ స్కీమ్ విల్ బీ ఇంప్లిమెంటెడ్ ఫర్ ద నెక్స్ట్ 7 years ఫ్రమ్ 2024-25 to 2030-31. ఒక స్కీమ్ లాంచ్ అయిందంటే యూ నీడ్ టు నో మినిస్ట్రీ, టెన్యూర్, మేజర్ ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ అండ్ ఎనీ సార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఫీచర్స్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మ్యాక్సిమం లోన్ ఎంత, 7.5 lakh. Whether private and government institutions both are allowed or only government? Both. ఇవి మనకు తెలియాలి, దీనికి మించి అక్కడ ఆడడానికి ఏమి ఉండదు. మేజర్లీ దే విల్ బి ఆస్కింగ్ అబౌట్ ఆబ్జెక్టివ్స్. దిస్ స్కీమ్ ఈజ్ లాంచ్డ్ ఫర్ ద బెటర్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ హైయర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్, ఫర్ ఇంక్రీజింగ్ ద హైయర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఎన్రోల్మెంట్ రేషియో, గ్రాస్ ఎన్రోల్మెంట్ రేషియో. ఇది మీరు చదవకపోయినా అక్కడ స్టేట్మెంట్ చదివితే అర్థమైపోతుంది కదా. సో ఇవైతే మాత్రం స్పెసిఫిక్ స్కీమ్కి మారుతూ ఉంటాయి కాబట్టి యూ నీడ్ టు రిమెంబర్ దెమ్. చెకింగ్ ఇన్ఫిల్ట్రేషన్ is center's responsibility. What is meant by infiltration? Infiltration అంటే ఏంటి? illegal immigrants coming to our country without any visa. They are coming, they are not having Indian passport but they are living in India. Infiltration పదం కూడా మనకు చాలండి అక్కడ. That is a political opinion out there. Autonomous surface vessel completes 1500 kilometer voyage. See, in October, Sagarmala Parikrama has been launched. What is the Sagarmala Parikrama? This is an autonomous surface vessel. There will be no humans in it. It can travel on its own. Okay. It had travelled from Mumbai to Tuticorin of 1500 kilometers. This was built by Sagar Defence Engineering and promoted by Indian Navy. See, obviously, since an autonomous vehicle will be traveling, it will be benefit for our defense, for vigilance. So, for maritime security, this will be beneficial. What is the name of this mission? Sagarmala Parikrama. Nasscom will work closely with the new US administration. What is Nasscom? Nasscom, CII. These are industrial pressure groups. FICCI, CII, Nasscom. These are industrial pressure groups. If IAS Officer Association is a pressure group from the government side, from industry side, this is a pressure group. Similarly, we are having student pressure groups, SFI, ABVP, when you know, student pressure groups. Similarly, industry pressure groups are Nasscom, FICCI, CII and all.